Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your source material, find the crucial insights, and we'll get straight to what matters for you. Today, we're tackling something huge for anyone starting in dropshipping. The whole social media strategy for 2025. I mean, let's face it, just putting products online, that's not really cutting it anymore. It's super competitive out there. Standing out is tough. So our goal here, looking at the material you send over, is to pull out a really precise, actionable plan, something designed for dropshipping beginners, to help you get that fast, but also sustainable growth using social media. And yeah, social media growth, it can feel totally overwhelming when you're new, right? Like, where do you even begin? It's good the sources acknowledge that and mention resources out there specifically designed to help streamline things a bit. In fact, digging through the material, the website rapid-boost.net popped up. It was mentioned as a resource for like boosting social media profiles, getting followers, growing safely, noted as being trusted by a lot of dropshippers. So it's positioned as, one tool among others really aimed at tackling that initial growth challenge beginners often bump into.
Exactly. And that's so important because as your sources really drive home, the stakes are super high. But the potential reward, also massive. Social media isn't just a nice to have anymore. For 2025, it's framed as completely non-negotiable. Getting the strategy right isn't just helpful, it's, well, fundamental.
Okay, let's unpack that. Why the big shift? Why is it non-negotiable now?
Well, the data they pointed to is pretty stark. Even back in 2024, Statista showed 60% of users were already doing product research directly on social platforms. And that figure, it's only projected to surge higher. Think about the seamless integrations now.
Yeah.
Short videos, you just scroll through, live shopping, buying right in the app. It's all happening there.
Yeah, if you're not where people are looking.
You're invisible.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And the speed you mentioned, trends on social media. The material said something about reacting in hours, not days. That sounds intense.
Oh, it is. That speed is precisely why. Just like posting randomly whenever you feel like it is a losing game now. The sources are really clear. Successful dropshippers are moving to a plan. It's got to be data-driven, automated where it makes sense, and totally focused on the customer. That's how you handle the pace.
Right, strategy over random acts. So, okay, before you even post anything, the absolute foundation is knowing your niche and audience. Why is messing this up so bad?
Because everything else builds on it. If you
Yeah.
don't know exactly who you're trying to talk to, your content just won't land. It'll miss the mark completely. The sources stress that niche research isn't just about finding hot products. You've got to analyze competitors, yes. Use tools. Things like BuzzSumo or SimilarWeb were mentioned to see what's already working. But it goes deeper. You need to find the actual communities. The groups built around specific hobbies, lifestyles, maybe challenges your product helps solve.
Okay, finding the community, not just the product trend. And the audience profiling part.
Yeah, this isn't just about basic demographics like age and location. The material really pushes for creating detailed personas. Like, really picture your ideal customer. What kind of jokes do they find funny? What are their daily frustrations? What websites or other accounts do they follow? You can use tools like Facebook Audience Insights or the analytics inside Instagram and TikTok to build this avatar. The sharper that picture is in your head, the easier creating content becomes, honestly.
Makes sense, which leads right into picking your platforms. The advice seems strong. Don't spread yourself too thin. Better to dominate maybe 2 or 3 first.
Definitely. Trying to be everywhere is a recipe for burnout and mediocrity. Different platforms serve different people and purposes. Like Instagram and TikTok, great for reaching Gen Z, millennials, visual niches. Facebook groups can be fantastic for older demographics or really specific hobbies. And Pinterest. People often go there with actual intent to buy, especially for things like home decor, fashion, DIY stuff.
The material had that great case study, didn't it? The pet accessories dropshipper.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. They focused only on TikTok and Instagram. That's it. Posted twice a day, tapped into those relatable pet parent trends, and they went from like 5 orders a day to 100 in 3 months.
Wow. Just by being exactly where their specific audience was hanging out.
Focus. It worked because they weren't scattered. They met their people where they lived online.
Okay, so you know your who and where. Next up, content. Content that actually converts. The sources talk about creating a unique fingerprint, not just another generic feed.
Right. It's about building a distinct brand. That means consistency. Consistent colors, a clear logo, but maybe even more importantly, a consistent tone of voice. Are you going to be witty, authoritative, super energetic and hyped, maybe a bit rebellious? Every single caption, every video should feel like it comes from the same person. Remember, on social, you're building relationships. People buy from brands they feel they know and trust. It's connection first, transaction second.
And you can't just sell, sell, sell all the time, right? That gets old fast.
Absolutely not. That's where the content buckets idea comes in. Your sources break it down nicely. You need content that entertains, content that educates, stuff that inspires, and then, yes, content that sells. Think about that sustainable fashion store example. They might post funny memes about fast fashion, entertain, short videos explaining sustainable fabrics, educate, style makeovers, inspire, and then maybe softer sells like customer unboxing videos. Sell. It's a mix.
Keeps things interesting, provides value beyond just the product.
Exactly. You're giving people reasons to follow you even when they aren't ready to buy right now.
And within that mix, short form video, TikTok Reels, YouTube Shorts gets called the 2025 power play. Seems unavoidable now.
It pretty much is. The attention spans are short. The algorithms love it.
The key thing highlighted was hooking people in the first couple of seconds. How do you even manage that?
Yeah, that first 2 seconds is critical. It's usually about strong visuals right off the bat, or creating what they call a curiosity gap.
It's curiosity gap.
Yeah, like showing a surprising result without initially showing how you got there, or asking a provocative question. Just enough to make someone pause their scroll and think, wait, what's this?
Gotcha. Okay, shifting gears slightly. Building trust. Especially for a new dropshipper, this needs to happen fast. Social proof seems like the buzzword here.
It's more than a buzzword. It's essential. That Nielsen stat they mentioned is huge. 90% of shoppers are influenced by user-generated content.
90%. So reviews, customer photos.
Exactly. Photos, videos, testimonials from real people who have actually bought and used your product. It's way more believable than anything the brand can say about itself.
So how do you encourage that, beyond just hoping people post?
Active community engagement is key. Answer comments, reply to DMs quickly, the source suggested within a couple of hours if possible. Use interactive things like polls or question stickers in your stories. And when customers do share positive feedback or photos, highlight it. Reshare their stories with permission. Post screenshots of great reviews. It shows you're listening and that real people are happy.
And micro-influencers seem to fit right into this trust theme, too.
Perfectly. Forget the giant celebrities for most dropshippers. Focus on creators with smaller, maybe 1,000 to 10,000 followers, but who have a really engaged audience that trusts their recommendations.
How do you partner with them effectively?
The sources suggest things like sending free product samples for review, offering affiliate codes so they earn a commission, or even co-creating content together, like that example of the pet toy store working with local dog trainers. That collaboration feels authentic, not just like a paid ad.
Right, leverages their existing trust, and then there's encouraging user-generated content, or UGC, directly.
Yes, this is gold. Run contests or giveaways. Ask people to share photos or videos using your product with a specific branded hashtag. Then you actively feature the best submissions on your own feed. It validates those customers, shows off your product in real-world use, and encourages more people to share. It creates a snowball effect of authenticity.
Okay, so we've got organic content, community, trust building. That's the foundation. But it can be slow. The sources talk about paid growth ads, but doing it smartly, not just throwing money away.
Exactly. It's about accelerating things strategically. The big focus is on retargeting.
Meaning advertising to people who already know you somehow.
Precisely. People who've already visited your website or watched a certain percentage of your video or engaged with your posts, these are warm audiences. You build custom audiences of these people on the ad platforms, and then you show them specific ads. Maybe it's a customer testimonial, maybe a limited time offer, maybe just a reminder of the product they looked at.
And that actually works better.
Significantly better, according to the stats cited. Conversion rates can be up to 70% higher compared to showing ads to a completely cold audience who's never heard of you. It makes sense, right? They're already interested.
Yeah, absolutely. And testing the ads themselves is crucial, too.
Oh, relentlessly. The mantra repeated was, don't guess, test, and iterate. Never assume you know what ad will work best. You have to A/B test different visuals, different copy, different calls to action. Try UGC-style ads versus polished ones. Maybe test a behind-the-scenes look. Start with small budgets, like $50 per test variation. See what gets clicks and conversions. Then put more money behind the winners. It's a constant process of refinement.
Are there specific ad types that are hot for 2025?
The sources called out a few. TikTok Spark ads are interesting because they let you boost your existing popular organic posts or even boost other creators' posts talking about your product, which adds authenticity. Facebook lead ads are good for capturing emails directly within the platform. And Instagram Reels ads often perform well because they blend right into the user's scrolling feed.
That electronics dropshipper case study tied into this, right? Using real customer videos and ads.
Yeah, that's powerful. They use TikTok Spark ads, but specifically boosted videos of actual customers giving testimonials. And their cost to get a new customer dropped by half compared to when they used slick agency-produced ads.
So the takeaway is raw and real often connects better than super polished, at least in 2025 social ads.
Seems to be a strong theme, yes. Authenticity resonates.
Okay, final piece of the puzzle, automation and analytics. You touched on strategy needing to manage the speed. This feels like the how. Why is doing everything manually a losing battle?
It's just not scalable or efficient, especially as you grow. You need tools. Scheduling tools, for instance. Later, Buffer, Hootsuite were mentioned. These let you batch, create your content. Sit down once, plan out a week or two of posts, write the captions, find the visuals, and then schedule them to go out automatically at the optimal times for your audience. Work smarter, not harder.
Makes sense. And automation beyond just scheduling.
Yeah, things like chatbots, especially for platforms like Facebook Messenger or Instagram DMs. They can provide instant answers to frequently asked questions, give shipping updates, maybe even suggest related products based on what someone's asking about. It provides 247 engagement without you needing to be glued to your phone.
Frees you up for higher level tasks. And then the analytics piece. Really digging into the data.
Critically important. The sources emphasize reviewing your metrics weekly. No excuses. You need to know. Which posts drove the most clicks to your site? Which ones resulted in add to carts? Which video formats kept people watching longest? What time of day are people most active? Which demographics are actually buying? You have to let that cold, hard data guide your strategy. Not just hunches or what you think looks good. The data tells the real story.
Okay, wow. That's a comprehensive strategy. But listening to it all laid out, it could still feel like a lot for someone just starting.
Totally understandable. Which is why it's good the sources included that one-week Kickstart blueprint. It's designed to make it less intimidating.
How does that work? Break it down.
Yeah, it basically assigns core tasks to each day or period to just get the ball rolling. Day 1. Focus hard on niche research, defining that ideal customer persona, and scouting your main competitors. Days 2-3. Set up your initial 2-3 social profiles properly, brand them consistently, and draft your first batch of content, maybe a week's worth, mixing those buckets we talked about. Day 4. Start posting. And for maybe twice a day, definitely include short video and commit to engaging quickly with any comments or messages. Day 5. Begin outreach. Identify a few potential micro-influencers, maybe plan a simple giveaway to encourage engagement in UGC. Day 6. Dip your toes into paid ads with a small test budget, focusing on retargeting if you have any website visitors yet. Also, set up basic chatbot responses for common FAQs. And Day 7. This is crucial. Analyze results from week 1. What posts got reactions? When? Use those initial insights to plan your content and strategy for week 2. It provides that structure to just begin.
So it's not magic, it's a process. The winning formula really seems to be about doing the right things, but doing them consistently and strategically based on this material.
That's the core message. The dropshippers who are set to succeed in 2025, according to this plan, are the ones who are deeply audience-focused. They build a distinct brand feel, they leverage user trust and UGC heavily, they stay nimble using automation and data, and they aren't afraid to invest smartly in paid ads.
So it's about building a real brand, not just a store.
Exactly. That's the ultimate goal, this whole strategy.
Yeah.
The reason it works is that it helps you build a defensible brand, something that connects with people, builds loyalty, and converts consistently. That's much harder to compete against than just another store listing the same products.
The final push seems clear. Don't get paralyzed waiting for the perfect moment or the next viral trend. Start implementing these steps now, measure everything, and adapt.
That's it. Action, measurement, refinement. Repeat.
Okay, building on all that, especially the raw and real angle that kept coming up, here's something to maybe chew on. Given how fast platforms change, algorithms shift, trends die, could focusing on being genuinely raw and real in your communication and content actually be your most sustainable competitive advantage long term? Maybe even more important than picking the perfect platform or nailing the latest trend. Lots to think about there. Huge thanks for providing the sources that let us do this deep dive today. Keep exploring, keep applying these ideas.